Yo, what is up, YouTube? Welcome back. It's your boy 21. Thank you for stopping back by, guys. I appreciate all the love and support. Like I said, I can't mention it enough. You guys have been truly amazing. I appreciate all that. But anyway, guys, today we are going to be doing a video on the Cipher script. Finally, I know you guys have been asking for it, but to be honest, I was seeing a lot of videos out and I was trying some of their settings and they just never really quite worked for me for some reason. Some of them I would put in the settings that they would recommend or that I would see in the Taylor Drift Discord, and all of a sudden my gun would just shoot straight right, into a circle. It's like, what the heck was that, bro? I don't even know. But anyway, guys, so I kind of worked out a lot of these settings, at least for the Kilo and the Mag-10, and then any guns that you guys want to use will be very similar to what I have found. There's going to be a minimal change in setting this up. If you have a little bit different guns, the only thing you might want to change is turn on the rapid fire toggle, and then also maybe the recoil values just by a little bit, but not a whole lot, guys. So this is for your more advanced Cronus users. If you haven't used these scripts before, you might want to wait a little while, get used to the Pro Pack, and then kind of try the scripts with the basic settings before you go in and start changing a bunch of stuff. These are very confusing. I'm going to be upfront and honest with you. There's a lot of settings you can change. There's a lot of stuff to unbox. We're going to show you how to install the script first, and then we'll kind of go into a little bit of the gameplay, and then I'll kind of show you the settings that I have that works best for me. But do keep this in mind, guys. This is for your more advanced users by all means. There's a lot of settings. There's a lot of stuff you may not understand, but that's okay, guys. So anyways, let's show you how to install it first, and then we'll kind of go from there. Alright, guys, so the first thing, all you need to do, guys, search Taylor Drift in the bottom left when you pull up Zen Studio. Search Taylor Drift. You're going to see the Cipher script. Now once you click it, guys, you don't even have to click it right there, guys. All you have to do is go over and hit save on the right hand side. Now of course, if you have multiple scripts, it's okay. Now I can't stress this enough, make sure you guys read all these settings down below if you don't mind. It's going to give you all the information you need to navigate through the menu. Now what you want to do is right click, hit save this if you want to, or save as. You can save this as whatever you want, it doesn't really matter. But I really can't stress enough, as far as like reading through some of these scripts, how to navigate through them. It tells you how to get into the settings and how to change them. So it's very vital. You might want to do that. But once you've got it saved, guys, all you got to do is go on the left-hand side of the screen. The fourth button down where it says GPC scripts, I think, or scripts. You're just going to click that. All right, and then once you click it, guys, it's gonna pull up. It's gonna say, whatever you save this script as, and then pretty straightforward, just like with the Pro Pack. All you've got to do is just click and drag it to whatever slot you want below, and then hit play. So it's pretty simple. There's not much to it as far as like installing this script goes. The really more in-depth stuff comes when you start to set this up and change some of the values and change some of the settings. So let me show you just a little bit of gameplay, how this has worked for me, and then we'll kind of get into those settings, and then we'll take off, guys. All right.
Target. Moving here. Save your ass. Right here. Target right here. Find medical.
Whoa, good idea. All right, guys, so of course, to pull up the actual script options, you have to hold down left trigger and options. Now, I'm using progressive recoil as far as the AR goes with my anti-recoil values. So far, I got 20 for the vertical start, 23 for the vertical end, 3,000, and then 11, and then 13 for the horizontal end. Horizontal time is 3,000, and I'll just keep scrolling through these so you can get it. And then, of course, my secondary is a little bit different, but not too much. It's progressive again. And then I'll kind of show you those values real quick as well, but they pretty much are the same. There's not too much difference, you know, as far as like what you're going to have to alter for different weapons. But let me get into my secondary and I'll kind of show you those values. So I go 30 for the vertical start, vertical end at 32, 3,000, 10, 12, and 2,600. All right, so let's kind of get into the aim assist real quick as I show you my primary recoil settings real quick on progressive. But I'm using only Batts sticky aim. You don't want to use Taylor Drift's aim assist and the Batts together. You only want to use one or the other, right? So I'm only using the Batts sticky aim, and then I'll kind of show you what those settings are. You don't want to use them together because they'll kind of fight each other. So what I'm going to do is actually just turn Batts sticky aim on. I have 15 for the size, and then 10 for the next value is going to be 10, and then 6 for the boost with the boost on at 6. So it's pretty much easy. It's 15, 10 on for the boost, and then 6 for the boost. Now you will have to adjust this for primary, and then you'll have to hit Y and go back in and change it to the same values for secondary as well. And some people might turn the boost down. As you can see here, I have my primary a little bit different than my secondary, as you can see. And then when I switch to my secondary, you'll see that the boost is 6, 10, and then 15. So 15, 10, 6. And then you can kind of change it depending on your primary and your secondary. But those are my settings. For your secondary, I like it a little bit stronger. That's just a personal preference. Before we take off, guys, I'll just go over the basic settings real quick and profiles that you'll need to change as well. And I'll keep scrolling through this just so you can kind of see what my settings are. And this is for secondary. As you see, the LED is purple. So blue for primary, purple for secondary. Now, of course, you're always navigating with the D-pad, and of course, sometimes you'll have to enter into a value to turn it on, like rapid fire, for instance. If you turn on rapid fire, you'll have to hit X and then go left and right on the D-pad to adjust the settings, and sometimes you have to hold down left trigger to go up and down. Now keep in mind, obviously, rapid fire is very tricky. I'm not using it with this script just because sometimes when you pick up a gun that's not burst gun, it makes it shoot very slow, so keep that in mind. And then all these other mods are totally up to you guys. Turn them on if you want, and then of course you can set it up to pull up your different quick toggles and set those button combinations to turn those on and off as you please. Now, of course, match your button layout. Mine is default, so I leave that on default. You do have to do the block in-game rumble, as always, just like with the Pro Pack. So make sure you go through those settings and change those. Now, default profiles up and down, turn that on. I'll explain that. But also the profile button, when you switch that, you want that as your weapon swap. So mine is Y, so I have that as Y. And then to resync, just like on the Pro Pack, I changed it to where I hold down the left trigger and up on the D-pad if your weapons get out of sync. That way you can resync those. Now for the Warzone profile, this is where you want to set it up for the floor loot. Mine is just set as L1 and then right on the D-pad. Now you'll want to use profiles on, that way you can switch between your Warzone profile, L1, and right on the D-pad or whatever you set it as. And then that way you can switch back to your loadout settings. It's a little bit different. And then of course you can go through and set your rapid fire to whatever combination. If you want to have a quick toggle on for those, you can go through all that as well. So you have to set this up, like I said, for primary and secondary. So do turn autosave on, but just kind of keep in mind, guys, when you're setting this up, and this is going to take time, so don't get frustrated. And I'll keep scrolling through some of these settings so you can kind of see how I've set this up. So don't get frustrated. It's going to take time just to kind of learn how to navigate through this menu. The biggest thing, like I said, you do have to kind of keep in mind is when you're setting this up for your aim assist and for your anti-recoil, you do have to set it up as your secondary first or primary first. It doesn't matter. And then once you set up the aim assist and anti-recoil settings for like the progressive AR and all that, you have to hit Y, the LED will switch to blue, and you have to do the same thing. And of course, as you'll see, for the profile switch, change that to whatever button. If I haven't mentioned that already, I don't know if I have at this point. My brain is probably fried, but make sure you change that to whatever button you have. For me, it's triangle or Y, which is for the case for most people, unless you play on a different button layout for when you switch your weapon. So mine's Y in that case, so of course profile swap will be Y or triangle on Xbox. Now of course, like for my Warzone profiles, you'll see there it just showed kilo. Just kind of ignore that. Like I said, you can set up the Warzone profile if you want to. If you do set it up, of course, it doesn't matter what really gun you choose because you're setting all the anti-recoil. I would just do a rumble AR, kind of turn that on. The same aim assist applies, but I would do rumble AR and just kind of crank that up to like a 10 or something like that. Nothing too crazy for the AR strength. Just kind of go with that. Or what I do usually, I'll be honest, I'll just use the Pro Pack for a floor loot at regular fire recoil value of 100, and then I'll switch over to the script when I get my loadout. But I did want to try with some different guns with these settings, and that's why you see in the video I was using a bunch of different weapons and things like that. So I know this is a bunch, guys. I know this is confusing. I'm going to do more videos and more detailed videos on certain things, so stick with me on that. Alright guys, that pretty much covers everything as far as I can in one video. We'll be doing more detailed videos. If you have any trouble, drop a comment below. Let me know. I'll try to help you guys out. But stick around to the channel, guys. We got a lot of exciting stuff coming up. Thanks for showing love. Thanks for showing out each and every video. And don't forget to go hit that like button. Leave a comment on the Car V2 video so you have a chance to win the giveaway. Hit that subscribe button. Appreciate all the love and support. Like I said, I can't say it. I'll say it a million times. You guys mean the world to me, so I appreciate that. We'll see you on the next video, guys. Go outside, do something you enjoy doing. All right, peace.